big story that we are tracking. Operation Sindoor is now fully in its second phase. The first phase saw India attacking and specifically targeting the terror infrastructure in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, those 9 specific locations in a matter of 25 minutes. Since then, now there is a very important detailed statement that was shared by the Defence Ministry, followed by a briefing by External Affairs Ministry along with the Defence Forces, talking about how Pakistan has tried to hit 15 Indian cities. They tried to do so in northern and northern-western towns of India, across Jammu, Kashmir, Gujarat, Rajasthan, several other states, all border towns, all border states. And India responded adequately. I want to first play out this soundbite, and then we talk more on this.
ऑपरेशन सिंदूर पर 7 मई 2025 को हुई प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस के दौरान भारत ने अपनी प्रतिक्रिया को केंद्रित, संतुलित और गैर उत्तेजक बताया था। यह विशेष रूप से स्पष्ट किया गया था कि पाकिस्तानी सैन्य ठिकानों को निशाना नहीं बनाया गया। साथ ही दोहराया गया कि भारत में किसी भी सैन्य लक्ष्य पर हमले का उचित जवाब दिया जाएगा। 7 से 8 मई 2025 की रात को पाकिस्तान ने उत्तरी और पश्चिमी भारत में स्थित कई सैन्य ठिकानों को, जैसे कि अवंतीपुरा, श्रीनगर, जम्मू, पठानकोट, अमृतसर, कपूरथला, जालंधर, लुधियाना, आदमपुर, भटिंडा, चंडीगढ़, नाल, फलौदी, उत्तरलाई और भुज पर ड्रोन और मिसाइलों से हमला करने का प्रयास किया। इन हमलों को इंटीग्रेटेड काउंटर यूएस ग्रिड और वायु रक्षा प्रणालियों द्वारा निष्क्रिय कर दिया गया।
That was Colonel Sophia Qureshi clearly mentioning what Pakistan tried to do in the intervening night of 7th and 8th of May. 15 Indian cities were the targets. Pakistan failed miserably. What next? As far as Operation Sindoor is concerned, it's now in its second phase. Mohammad Ghazali joins me live to talk more about what's the situation like on ground. Ghazali, first of all, tell us what is the exact location that you are joining us from. Talk to us about what's the situation there on ground, given the fact that Pakistan made attempts on 15 different cities to attack the military installations.
See, Gaurie, right now I'm reporting from Rajouri. It's a bordered city, and just behind me behind the hills is the international border, just around 1 to 2 kilometers from here. Heavy shelling has been happening for the last 3-4 days. Fortunately, yesterday it was very quiet. There was no shelling in this particular district or near this particular line of control, but in the border district and in the neighboring district of Poonch, which also shares international border with Pakistan, there have been heavy shelling going on for the last 4-5 days, and many people have been injured. There has been casualty as well. The injured have been referred to the local hospital in Jammu, in Rajouri and other districts. Actually, the scene over here in Rajouri and Poonch, in particular in both of these border districts, there is an airy calm and silence, but the local residents are very upset and agitated with Pakistan because it is deliberately targeting the civilian residences or the centers, houses, residences and civilian installations. And Indian Army certainly is trying to thwart all those attempts, as a statement by the External Affairs Ministry, and even before that the Defence Ministry issued a statement clarifying that how yesterday the India's aerial defence system managed to thwart all the aerial threats from Pakistan, which was trying to attack around 15 to 16 Indian cities, including the northern city of Amritsar, Chandigarh and other districts in Jammu and Kashmir as well. Right now, there are news reports are coming in every night after the sunset. There is an anticipation that Pakistan will continue to attack the civilian areas here in Rajouri, Poonch, in other districts of Jammu and Kashmir, as well as there are continuous aerial threats in the areas of Amritsar, Gurdaspur, Batala. These are the border towns of Punjab as well. As far as External Affairs Ministry and its statement is concerned, which is right now going around in Delhi, they have clearly said that how Pakistan stands exposed, not just by harboring these terror elements inside its territory, but also even in the past instances, whenever Pakistan says that it wants independent investigation, even after the Pahalgam attack at international forums, Pak's foreign minister was quoted saying that they want an independent and joint investigation with India. The External Affairs Ministry has clarified that even in Pathankot and 26/11 Mumbai attack, Pakistan had made similar demands. India had gathered enough evidence and shared it with Pakistan, but it did no action. It did take no action against any of those perpetrators of those attacks. So even today, after Pahalgam attack, when Pakistan says that it was an act of aggression by India and India has not shared any evidence, it is certainly trying to look for escape route and not take any responsibility. The External Affairs Ministry also claimed that how Pakistan's entire state apparatus was involved and they were present at the funeral of all those terrorists who were killed in aerial strikes by India.
Indeed, Mohammad Ghazali, appreciate you joining us to take us through what it's like really on ground at a time when Pakistan has been indulging in two things parallelly. Nefarious designs in terms of trying to attack Indian cities, which was thwarted by India. Second, heavy shelling on the LOC to target the innocent civilians. And the third, run a misinformation campaign, which is why we are now going to put forth those big questions of Operation Sindoor as it now enters its second phase. First, is this a moment of introspection as far as Pakistan is concerned, given the fact that its lies has been busted? There is proof. India has proof of those drones and missiles that it tried to attack the Indian cities with. Second question, will Pakistan now reconsider as far as this whole strategic calculus is concerned? And third, it's a larger question, probably yet to be seen how it will unfold, but at some point of time we can talk about path towards de-escalation. Remember, India has been very clear that their actions were non-escalatory in nature. It was precise in nature. It was only to target the terror infrastructure. Look at the response that came from the Pakistani side. Attacking military installations in 15 Indian cities meant to have a heavy collateral damage in terms of civilians. Let's get in General Shankar Prasad to talk more on this, and we'll also have General GG Dwivedi to understand what this means. General Dwivedi, Operation Sindoor has entered its second phase. Explain to us, talk to us about the next 24 to 48 hours and what they are expected to look like.
Firstly, thanks for having me on your show. Well, the issues that you have flagged are very, very critical. Let me just give you the little background that so far, Pakistan proxy war for last 3.5 decades. India had responded only as counter-infiltration on the LOC and hinterland by having CI grade. But for 2 strikes, we did the Uri, the shallow strikes and the Balakot. But I think after Pahalgam, the whole narrative has changed, Gaurie. The Indian government has now taken a considered stand that this has to stop, means Pakistan has to be deterred and the proxy war has to be defeated. Now, after the number of diplomatic measures India took, on 6-7 night came Operation Sindoor, which was expected. And it has been a very, very successful operation because India only went for terrorist infrastructure and we struck 9 of the terrorist bases. But Pakistan's response was quite expected as it has unfolded because Pakistan could not have carried out any retaliatory strike against India as far as the terrorist infrastructure is concerned because India does not have any terrorist infrastructure. So they went down to escalate now at level 2, whereon you rightly brought out that they targeted 15 Indian cities and especially our military infrastructure, our air defense assets. And now that was the second, escalation. But India has then again responded because we had to undertake very specific action. And India's strikes are available.
Absolutely.
They have been hit at the Lahore, at the Rawalpindi, and therefore I think situation as it stands today is Pakistan, which is escalating. It is Pakistan which is actually portraying the wrong narrative. And I think what I expect is because their hands are very tight as far as conventional response is concerned, they would escalate LOC, which you rightly brought out. They escalated.
They are doing that, sir. They are doing that.
Absolutely.
Women and children have lost their lives. Stay with me, sir, because I want to take in the opening comments from General Prasad here as well to understand that what are we looking at going forward from a 24-48 hour point of view, sir. The fact that Pakistani missiles and drones have been recovered by India in the 15 cities that it has targeted, and that's proof of what Pakistan is trying to do in terms of escalating this. How do you read this, and what do you think should be the kind of preparations? Of course, they are already in place, but I'm saying, what is it that our viewers should be made aware of in terms of the next 24-48 hours?
First of all, we must understand what is the objective of the Indian government as far as this particular Pahalgam incident is concerned. Our primary objective and aim is to remove terrorism, target terrorists, their leaders and their backers. That phase 1 has been completed. We have attacked the Jaish-e-Mohammed headquarters in Bahawalpur. We have attacked Muridke headquarters of Lashkar-e-Taiba, and a large number of terrorists and their infrastructure has been destroyed there. Thereafter, all the other areas which are just across the line of control have also been eliminated wherever these terrorist camps are. 9 of those, you are aware of those. The point is this, and I must understand it very clearly. Bahawalpur is a very major military cantonment which has a corps headquarters and several brigades located there. We were next to it. The Bahawalpur camp of the Jaish-e-Mohammed is next to that military camp. We could have easily struck that military camp and destroyed it just as we destroyed the Jaish-e-Mohammed headquarters. But we didn't do it because that's not our objective. The objective was to eliminate terrorism. We've done that. Similarly, in Mudirke, we have got Lahore cantonment next door to it, where there's another corps headquarters and a large cantonment. We could have easily destroyed that as well, but we did not. We went in only for the terrorist outfit. So please understand, this is the policy of India to eliminate terrorism and their leaders. That is going to continue. When, now, today, tomorrow, I don't even know. As far as the response from Pakistan is concerned, I was pretty sure that this response is bound to come from Pakistan. And therefore, when I, as a civilian, retired fellow sitting at home, realizes this, then surely the government of India and the armed forces of India would have realized it and factored it in to their overall military plan. Please remember, when any professional military makes an operational plan, they make an offensive plan specifically to the targets that they've chosen and simultaneously prepares for the defensive plan. It is not that you suddenly go on the offensive without having to think of defense. So there is an offensive content of a plan and there is a defensive content of a plan. The defensive content very clearly indicates as to what are the measures that I need to take should the enemy react, and the possibility is the enemy must react. The professional armies, whenever they do any operations, they war game it. They war game it from the point of view of the enemy and they war game it from their own point. So there is something called a syndicate, if I may call,
yes,
which works as an enemy syndicate. And if I unleash my plan the way I plan to do a particular operation, the syndicate also responds.
Right.
And we know exactly what the Pakistanis are going to respond.
Sir, I want to ask one thing, sir.
They were going to respond.
Absolutely.
So,
I want to ask one thing, sir, which is very
yes,
important, which is the response that came in from India in Lahore. General Prasad, respond to that. How do you see that, the significance of it? Explain to us.
See, there is a lot of internal dissension in Pakistan. Lahore is a military cantonment. It's got a corps headquarters. They've got a number of other formations, including artillery and armor. Now, that is one response they can give across the border, with closest border point, and Amritsar and all these towns are next door to it. You also had a report to say there has been a bomb blast in Lahore today. Who's done that? That also we had to take cater. There is a bomb blast in Karachi. There is a bomb blast in Rawalpindi. So several locations have been internally by some agencies, perhaps their own terrorists, have done this. Therefore, what about Lahore? Lahore has been factored in. And all our defensive measures across the line of control, across the international border, are ready for what I would term as an offensive defense. So offensive defense means that you are carrying out...
I'm sorry, sir, I have to take a break. I understand what you're saying. Extremely important. Operation Sindoor second phase has begun. What is it that India needs to be prepared for? What are the milestones that we should look at? Most importantly, the next 24 hours, what are the preps that we need to put in place? All that and more. I'm going to slip into a break, come back on the other side, talk more about how India is trying to squeeze Pakistan, not just on political and military aspects, but on economic aspects as well. The big economic squeeze. We come back and talk more. Stay with us.